And we are live. We are live. We are live.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I gotta start taking this shit seriously. So welcome to what we got out of it, where we do media analysis, and I'm gonna write something that'll sound really good like this. But in the meantime, I'm your host Christopher, or Chris. On my left to the viewer. Wait, no, if the viewers, yeah, on the left for the viewer, is Nick. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
Plug anything in.
Nick, go by It's done.
Got it. Yeah, I go by Shirley Chris. If anyone cares. And then right below me we have.
This is Ian. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hey, Ian, former writer for The Simpsons 10 years ago. So
Can you
today,
believe it's been that long?
I
Oh my
can't
God.
believe it, dude. They called it the golden years.
Back when Stephen Colbert guest starred on my episode,
Oh shit, that would have happened, yeah, within the last 10 years.
Very humbling.
We should. Okay. Hey, there's a podcast I like listening to for fun. Well, I mean, it's all for fun, right? Except Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, which is like
a blast. Yeah,
a real blast. Or what's it called? Behind the Bastards is a podcast I really like.
A great one. Yeah.
It's depressing as shit, but I really do feel like I understand things a lot more every episode.
Oh wow!
Nice. Robert Evans is a great writer and reporter, and I just think he's super cool. Anyway, we're here to discuss him, the movie.
Let's talk about him.
Yeah,
let's talk about. Did we know anything about him before the viewing of him, gentlemen? What did we actually know beforehand?
You want to go first? You want to go take on it?
I had seen some of the trailers for him.
I'd seen one trailer,
and I had gotten the implication because the trailer I had seen had been intercut with actual goats and the word goat in all caps. Yeah. So I was starting to get like a diabolical vibe, but it ended up being, well, we learn what it is. We'll talk about that. That's all I really knew, though, is just kind of the implication of something spooky from Damon Wayans' character. What did you guys know?
More or less the same thing you did. I remember watching that trailer for Go, and I thought, oh, visually this looks cool. I think that's a great name. Let's give it. It'll come out whenever. And it was very much advertised like, it's the next Jordan Peele joint.
Even though its name was very big.
Yes. Which we will get into as well. Actually, I'll get into it now because then nothing happened right for a little bit.
Yeah.
It comes back and I'm like, oh, it's that movie. Oh, him. Okay, that's not what I was. I don't feel like I've ever heard of this movie. And then Nick was the one. I forgot I think it was before Weapons, right? It was when we saw this Nick, and then you went, that's because he used to be called Go. And I went, oh, okay, so something happened there. Something changed.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer felt like it showed me a lot, and it felt like after they would show me a lot more, too, and I felt like I was kind of getting the movie. And I kind of knew who it was going to be about. And that's a bad sign when it comes to advertising or marketing movies. It kind of there's a tendency for trailers to show a lot, especially like the big plot hooks in a movie, to get you to watch it because they know it's bad or they know it's not going to do well. So they it's a last ditch effort to get butts in the seat, right? Because you're just to show you the best shit.
Yeah.
So that was a big red flag for me that they were showing a lot. And then the fact that it kept showing Jordan Peele's name all over it, but it's produced, is another big red flag.
Yes.
Because that's a name that you're going to go like, oh, this is going to be a Jordan Peele movie, and it's not. It's not.
It really isn't. No.
That's kind of all I knew about. Well, you know what I knew? I mean, from the trailers, I guessed it was a football movie, and I thought we were going to be talking about CTE in this for some of
Yeah.
the X-ray stuff, and we kind of don't. Like, okay,
Well,
we'll get into that. We'll get
yeah.
and then but that's more or less what I do.
Okay. Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same deal. In
Okay.
terms of like adding to Chris's story about sort of the history with it. Like apparently it was a script that's been thrown around for a while, and back then the screenplay was called Goat. Like, and that was in 2019, 2020.
Okay.
And then yeah, it's kind of just thrown around for a while, and then eventually was changed to him. But that's all I knew going in.
Okay.
Besides, like everyone else, just shown Jordan Peele's name, and then the trailers that I also was suspicious of. I think because we're instinctually used to a movie that kind of shows it's near full hand.
Yeah.
In its advertisement, kind of shows like there's nothing else to it.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, and yeah. Well, again, we'll talk about it because that's a whole thing into itself. Is the movie kind of does show its hand, and then I feel like it kind of muddles whatever the implication was also. So yeah.
Yeah, so we might as well get into it. Let's get into the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
So we watched him. Okay, so before we started talking about before we started doing this episode,
Yeah.
I had suggested that the way I see it, there's two sections to break up in this movie, and that's everything before the ending and then the ending.
Okay.
That's how I see it. But like, I know the movie's sectioned off, but like, I don't know. What do you? But Ian, it sounds like you have a different take on it.
No, I'm happy to, because I agree. I think there is something that feels like a left turn still at that end.
Yeah.
And we'll get into what the end constitutes. But yeah, I do have thoughts about the movie, like you alluded to CTE also, and we'll get into that maybe early on. Fairly, we get into addressing brain injury, but the movie picks up a lot of ideas, and I'm not sure that it's really resolving a lot of the ideas, though. That's one of the feelings I had about this. I think.
Yeah, you more or less kind of are touching upon what I'm getting or saying what I'm saying, but like, okay, so I'll just start with the opening of the movie and then get into. No, fuck it. Let's talk about the CTE thing because that is my like big thing with this movie. Okay, I want to talk about like. So this movie, right? It touches upon a lot and doesn't do a lot with it. This is gonna sound like I'm more frustrated with the movie than I probably am. We'll get into like I'll mention that later, man. But like I want to talk about some of the parts of this. Like there's so many things this touches upon for football in America. You have a kid being you have a great opening scene. I actually think the first scene is really good where it's the family watching Wayans' injury.
Yeah.
And you get all the shots. You get the fucking altar with him on
Jesus?
it, and yes, and connecting the religious like the religious level of revelty we give to American football,
and
in this
I'll
country.
also point out that the second time we see that altar, the last time we see it, at the end of that opening, letting us know, the dad that was encouraging our protagonist, who's played by Tyreek Withers. He's being encouraged to play football. We see the altar once, then we see his death card. And we then blend kind of he died in service. It was God, America, football. And they say they say God, what is it? God family football.
Family football. Yeah.
But America and Jesus are also like tied up into it as well, certainly.
Yeah. The football team is called the Saviors, I believe.
The Saviors.
Yeah. They're called the Saviors. We find out and he's a Marine. He dies in Marine uniform. I do know that. That's what the picture is of him. Or no, he doesn't die in it. Well, he may have, but either way, he died in the Marine Corps as a Marine.
Yes.
And we get that photo, and we don't find out till like way later in the movie, like towards the end, that scene probably wasn't even that happening live. That was just probably the tape he was showing his son over and over again. Small setup.
Yeah, they were probably rewatching. Well, yeah, no, he says something to the effect of, "It was a part of me learning what a man was. My father replayed that tape over and over and over again." Yeah, exactly. So that was, which is like a new level of eeriness. I would say I want to compliment that opening scene because it captures something that is everyday life, that is scary. It is like, I feel bad for that little boy who's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna. Everyone's into this. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the tragedy. I'll just and another quick compliment to the lead in this role, who's doing something that's kind of tough, I think, is he has to kind of play that object for people. He is performing neutrality through most of it as strength. And so a lot of it could be very easy to read his performance as, well, he's not doing anything. No. He's doing a lot with very, very little, because that's who this character is. Until you get some beautiful moments of him again at the second part. But yeah.
So I mean, the main plot is this guy, and then it hard skips to our main character being drafted, or no, not drafted. He gets he's practicing for the game the recruiter is going to be at for his college, and he is bashed in the head by a dude in a really cool goat themed
mascot
costume. Mascot costume. Like just bonked over the head, and it's just hard cuts. We don't know what happened, how he was taken off the field, who found him, or anything. No, just hard cuts to staples in the head, and X-ray of you take one more hit to the head. Like if anything goes wrong at that game, he's gonna suffer a massive brain injury. It's implied, I think, like a brain hemorrhage, because his brain would just expand or swell. Which is a whole thing. I mean, alluding to CT again. Well, no, CT is a whole different thing. That's a long term, and that's where holes in the brain start forming. But anyway, and then implying that, and he's getting nervous. There's a nice build up in tension. That is one thing I want to say about this movie, is I actually think the first like hour in this 1.5 hour movie is fairly entertaining and really good watch. Up until you realize, we're not going to be digging into it, but or like there's nothing really concrete or like meaty. But the great build up in tension, and then he does the game. He's recruited. He's in Saviors. Wayne's character wants to do
train privately.
Yeah, do a private 7-day boot camp to train for the thing. Again, very common in the sports world.
Yes.
And that's the setup for the rest of the movie, where like the days get progressively more fucked up. Can I make a quick interjection? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Right here, just because there's like a lot of tension early on about him missing Combine. And I just finished 3 hours of the last podcast on the left about Aaron Hernandez. A worthwhile listen, an interesting story. But and then I watched the Combine, and it was described in really grim terms as, well, imagine like a bunch of predominantly young black athletes who are like in their underclothes, just working out for old men to watch and be like, that one looks good. Like,
so I will say, I think this movie does like, we don't see what the Combine actually is. It's really weird and fucked up. I mean, hey man,
but that theme is repeated.
Hot take.
Hot
take on this podcast.
Mhm.
American football is really fucked up when you look into
Mhm.
it. But I'm gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
Uh, they do. There is a moment where he like strips down to his bare
Yeah.
ass, dick and balls
Yes.
all out in front of everyone to
A
be
room full of
measured.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be measured, weighed. That's super fucking common. Although they usually
Yeah.
just go down in their underwear, which they make a joke
Yes.
of. And I do want to say it's really weird Jim Jeffries is in this movie. I was taken aback. I maybe
Right.
just because I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Fair.
I used to really like Jim Jeffries. I don't know if he still holds up. Just let me believe in the magic. Anyway, I'm glad he was in this movie. or
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. Tim Heidecker also shows up, and he's great
Oh yeah.
in this film.
He is deeply unlikable as this guy.
He's so good at
Just
it, dude. He's so fucking good at
yeah.
it.
He really is.
Just
He
a
really, really
middle-aged
is.
white dude who cares too much about being a middle manager. Like,
Mhm.
oh my god,
Yeah.
he's so good at it. Anyway, so there's that whole allusion to, yeah, man, this is more or less just a new version of slaves on the auction block, or just
I
like measuring out like who, like
mhm.
people examining you like a piece of meat that's going to be churned in this machine. I obviously do not have a high, I do not highly value a lot of football practices. Yeah, that's a
Right.
personal thing. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, how that's like fucking weird, dude. And we, and they touch about it. It's a nice, or it's not nice, but it's a weird moment that I think like, okay, this is a really great scene in this movie on how weird and quick everything has to go, but also how you kind of have to play ball, literally, in
Yes.
order to, yeah, this is okay. This is part of it. I want to be on this team. I have to do this type of
I'll I'll
mentality.
be I'll be honest, I kind of thought there would be more of that
Yeah,
explored as a theme, and the movie
yeah,
goes a different way. It's
sure
like,
does.
yes, it is kind of like chattel slavery in America. Okay, but now we have another idea to touch upon here. And
Yeah,
that really, I felt, I don't know, uh, pretty unsatisfied actually. I was like, oh, I really thought they were going to circle around to that to have like a point other than I don't know. I thought they
mm-hmm.
could have developed that a little bit
You know,
further.
Ian, it's funny.
Hmm.
It's funny you mentioned that specific problem because I think a lot of this movie does that. I
You
think
know,
there's,
yeah.
I think the only scene that I feel like, yeah, we explored a topic of football that really well in just one scene
Mhm.
is the quarterback forward pass to the running back, which or just yeah, someone I forget what that drill is actually called. I used to do it as a kid who was part of like flag football and shit.
Mhm.
Where you hike, throw the football to running back, or rotate, turn around, immediately throw to the running back as fast as you can. See how fast you
Mhm.
guys can do the play.
Mhm.
Um, that scene is probably the best scene in the movie, or like one of my favorite scenes. Just the way the tension
Mhm.
keeps going when he misses, and you just have that dude who offers himself up to just
He's
have a
stoked.
football launched into his face,
Yeah. Yeah.
beaten over
Yeah.
and over again. And it's a great, that's like a really great, just like horror and flip on like, or just showing like, oh, there's a darker side to all of this
Mm.
in the training
Yeah.
camp, and it's Wayne's treating that until getting to the lesson of, hey man, yelling at your team is not going to work.
Yeah.
Telling like trash talking your teammates and doing it, it's not going to work. Figure something else out. And
Yeah.
until he becomes encouraging. And it's this thing of like, oh, that's a really good scene because that is a lesson you should learn as a team leader. But we're
Mhm.
teaching it in the darkest, most fucked up way possible to kind
Yes.
of show like how the system will show you these lessons. You could probably just tell someone and show them in a more
Yep.
meaningful way, but in a fucked up high pressure situation that we
Mhm.
thrust our quarterback into. And
Yeah.
to kind of like, and there's that, but also having Wayne's character passing down trauma that he probably went to, and to kind of show the weight that you feel as a quarterback on a professional team.
Yeah.
And also, let me just throw it to that
Yeah.
comment quickly, is the twinning of
Mhm.
Marlon Wayans and the lost father. And
Yes.
like how I'm sure for not all, but like if you're someone who's really like bought in, I'm sure your coach is like a father figure to whoever you are, you know.
Yeah, there is that. There's that too.
Yeah.
No, I think that's one of the best scenes in the movie, and I think that's one of the ones of okay, that we know everything we need to know about that character in that moment. Like, I think that sets up that character for the rest of that movie. It's Wayne's character, but also is a great like moment for our main character to learn a new lesson or to learn a new aspect of this game, right? Which is supposed to be the training camp thing. No, there's a lot of good moments in this movie, but like, kind of looking at time here, so I'm just gonna kind of cut to the chase. There's
Can
a
I
lot
ask
of
about
stuff.
one scene and
Sure,
can I
yeah.
ask about one scene, guys, and then we'll cut. I promise we can get into big ideas. But
Yeah, and Nick, if you want to talk about a specific scene, please let me know because I just want to get to the point where
It's all good. I'm with you. Like, yeah.
I'm going to throw it to Nick to kind of discuss with me.
Mhm.
Nick, what are your thoughts about the sauna scene? That's, I think, a good thread to pull just for.
Oh yeah, Nick, what do you think about the sauna scene? I would like to know too.
I was. This is the only time in the theater I went to use the restroom.
Oh,
But I came back to what appeared to be Dwayne Brothers' character, essentially shooting.
Launching into the wall.
Sorry, launching. Yeah. Launching the person against the wall.
Yeah, dashing her against the rocks, literally.
Sorry, before that, I walked in on the main character choking her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then Waynes enters, kisses her hard on the mouth, and then kills her by bashing her head against the wall in like one Superman throw. Yeah.
Mm.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Ian? Why do you want to bring up Marlon Wayans?
Well, so the reason I bring up the scene and what I was thinking about that scene in particular is that, and then I think that's day 5, and then on day 6, the main character references that scene again. Yeah. And excuse me. And my takeaway from that was, okay, the movie's making a commentary about how, like, even fans are disposable things for what this is. She was great. She's an afterthought. But again, it's just one more example of, okay, there was an interesting thought to be had here, but I don't know if it totally has legs to go anywhere. And then there's like weird man babies that cry about their dead mom.
Also fans. We don't know if she was her mom. If she was her.
Sure, they could have just been 2 young men who followed around that older woman. That's possible too.
That's also possible. We don't know too much other than she's a crazy fan. She has a name. She's given a name at the beginning of the movie. I'm totally forget because she's so crazy. The security knows her.
It's like Moira, something like that. That's a crazy fan name. Yeah.
But I think the one. So there's a monologue that happens there. I don't remember all of it. But the takeaway is that, like, hey, this really, like, football has to be everything. Mm-hmm. And it really just weighs down on you the entire time. And I don't know what I'm going to do after. And he says the line, "Don't be like me." That's all I ask. Yeah. And and I think at that scene, no, I don't think he says be better. That was the interesting part to me. He just says, "Don't be like me."
Don't be like me. No, okay.
And the reason I bring that up is because the interesting part of that moment is that Marlon Wayans' character is, you think it's, don't make the same mistakes I did, or don't let this eat at you. Mm-hmm. But as we find out in the later part of the movie, I think he literally means don't be me. Literally, don't take my spot. I want to keep playing football.
Yeah.
Which is a really great villain. line. Like that's a really great villain thing to do.
Yes.
In that you make it think it's supposed to be more deeper than it is, or like or like a, a man to man. I want to ask you, don't make the same mistake. I want to tell you, don't make the same mistakes I did.
Right.
Again, in
Right.
that fatherly like figure that he's portraying.
Yeah.
When in actuality, it's just a selfish thing of, no, I don't want you to be me. I'm me. I get to be. I'm him. All that, right? Like,
yes. Yes.
And then the second most interesting line that is him seeing her unconscious body after her main character chokes her out, and him going, look how much she wanted to win.
Yeah, that little spiel also hit me as like, oh wow, this character is consistent. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. That's beautiful, like writing. Yeah.
So I think Marlon Wayans like does actually like the one thing I won't talk bad about of this movie is I actually think a lot of the performances, if not all of them, are great.
Oh, I agree. I
think Marlon Wayans' performance is fantastic. I think Tim Heidecker's performance is fantastic. I like Jim Jeffries' performance. I like it's something White. I'm trying to look up her name.
Oh,
no, I'm sorry, not White. Julie Fox. And then Tyreek Withers' performance is great.
Yeah,
everyone's great. Yeah. Like everyone gives out, like everyone's doing their best, and they're 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree.
In this movie.
I agree. They never give away how absurd this is, even when the movie gets
it's deadly serious. Absurd. It's football, Ian.
Yes,
there's no joking about football.
This isn't funny even a little bit. Yeah.
No, it's deadly serious. Okay, one last thing that I think is really good in the movie. I'm sure that's a real place out in the desert. That's got to be some rented home that they're shooting
that facility.
At.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool that the way that's set up is that in order to enter and exit the facility is like leaving or entering the back stage area of a stadium where the players come out and go out.
He said that's his happy place is rushing the tunnel out to the bright.
Yeah. That moment of walking out of the darkness into light. Again, another religious thing.
Yes.
There's a lot of great religious iconography in connection to this. But we get into the big problem. I think we're all kind of not really dancing around here, but we're touching upon. Is that a lot of this movie throws out a lot of great like points about and connects a lot of great ideas to American football and how we treat our players and how we treat people, and it's weird connections to the Black community and
the church,
to slavery and religious and religion. And doesn't dig too much into them other than noticing like, hey, that's a connection. You figure it out. It doesn't dive too deep into much of it. I don't feel like, man.
I don't want to jump around too much because I have one thought that before we talk about the second half, the ending. But I did have the thought, how do I want to frame this? Did they feel like they would isolate or make a general audience seeing these Black characters feel weird about some of the religious parts, basically, that it's touchy, or the idea of a young Black man selling his soul to the devil? Because that they never really go all in on. That's I spoiler for the end. I feel like they never go 100% in on this. No, this is the devil. They muddy it with a bunch of other kind of general mythologic ideas thrown out, I feel like. And so even the kind of conceit of what exactly is the sinister thing happening?
What's the cult's like? What's their goal? Are they worshiping a deity? Is this a weird Bilderberg thing where they, control society? And if they are controlling society, why? Is it just for money? And I'm not saying you have to answer all those questions, because we get that it's a cult and there's like a weird to a higher power.
Yes.
But it feels like they don't do like, it feels pretty easy to opt out.
So yeah,
I don't know. It's okay. So I think so. Here's my working theory with this movie: is I feel like this movie was really chopped down. I feel like there's a lot of scenes missing.
I can see that.
There's okay. So FD Signifier did like and the reason I bring it up is because I definitely am taking this from him. But like FD Signifier brought up how he would like to watch. He's a YouTuber. If anyone doesn't know,
he's a great one, worthwhile.
Yeah, love his stuff. I really do love his stuff. He brought up how he would love to see like the director's cut of this movie because it feels like there's so many missing connective tissue, as he said. And I think I agree with him. I think there's a lot of stuff that you can just connect these ideas together. You have a much better ending.
Yeah,
this movie, or a
more satisfying
ending. Yeah, a lot more satisfying because we get to that ending and it's shot pretty cool, and it looks really fun and cool, and it is fun.
And you feel catharsis for the character, but not for yourself. You have no.
Yeah, I didn't go on that journey. In fact, like one of my biggest things I was telling Nick out of this movie is I didn't believe the character when he made the choice. Like I don't, because a lot of this movie is him going along for the ride. We get that scene where they're rushing each other and blocking, and one of them gets Mortal Kombat X-rayed into and it's a great shot because you think it's the main character, and it switches, and it's the main character doing doing a taunt and showboating around the body. Oh fuck! What was the line? I used to know this line too. Oh, someone called the ambulance because we got a dead body, and I because I'm a fan of that kind of trash talking, it's really fun. But it's that moment is you going like, okay, he's corrupted. Yeah, he's buying into Marlon Wayans' thing so much, and I guess we can attest it to, like, as you brought up earlier, looking for a father figure in Marlon Wayans' character. Because there's a lot of allusion to that. But I don't know. I like, as far as I'm concerned, after he kills Marlon Wayans at the end and walks out to sign that thing, he should just sign it. He's in.
Yeah.
I don't believe that he was trying to get out or fight his way. Like, the only thing you get is him calling his family. The one night.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that the problem for me with this movie, and the reason that I think parts of it feel silly, I'm thinking of it kind of in the view of like the tradition of magical realism, where you have a story that is literal and you have a story that's allegorical, and the fantastical parts are about the allegory. And this movie's chock-a-block full of that, but you still have to have the literal story make sense.
Yeah.
It has to work on both levels, or it doesn't work.
It's a lot of there's a lot of cool imagery that you kind of get, that you get what it is when it happens. It's like for him getting suffocated by the bag while like paparazzi show up, must show the kind of suffocation you feel of not being able to have privacy when you're like, even when you're going to the bathroom.
Exactly.
That part, which is great, but like, we don't do much with it. We don't really see like the pressure bear down too much. It's just scenes that happen. Like, we're not getting this buildup of tension, even though it's kind of. And this is why I think I am of the opinion there's more scenes to this movie, even though we have a great intro sequence up until his college game, showing the buildup of tension already, which is just people texting him, "Hey, we're here to support you," kind of showing that, oh fuck, he has like these people. Yeah, it's cool they believe in him, but that's a lot of people you're gonna let down if you don't go out there.
And the movie sets the tone for how I'm going to use the word hysterical that can be. Of, we did it, we're going to get through. We made the touchdown. We're going to be okay for another week. And
it is that, and it's a great. Yeah, there's a lot of these little things of. No, sorry, I'm just trying to not sound like I'm rambling too much. No, but there's all these little things of like, don't be me.
Yeah.
Just the parties are like, okay, I got to pretend around these old white dudes, and
Right.
we don't know why Jim Jeffries is killed, other than maybe they someone saw that he's talking to
Oh,
our
like
main
giving him too
character,
much information. Yeah.
or just being
Okay.
like, leave. Like, I don't even think Jim Jeffries is giving that much information, other than, look how broken I am, leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, even though he plays that role great, it's really funny.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck, he's so good at deadpan too. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, it's what, I don't know, what do you all think? Am I kind of a little unfounded here, or
So I
No.
think, yeah.
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Nick.
So I'd say I think this is the part where I kind of show like my general thoughts on this, where I think it interconnects with Sinners.
Oh,
All right, go for
Um,
it. Go for it.
ooh.
You know, it's
I
funny
was
you bring that
worried.
up, but I'll bring it up later. Oh, go ahead.
I'm really worried. This is a. I feel like both movies are in the same like emotional category for me,
Oh, okay.
where a lot of it, sure, is working like thematically, but not practically. I think like there's so much like themes and stuff, like you mentioned. There's a lot of potential
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and thematically, but when it's being applied, like a practical setting, like a lot of it isn't being fleshed out to a point that I think is not even entertaining, just like genuinely like
Coherent.
comprehensible, coherent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
well, I guess I was gonna bring an example, but it would be a spoilers to Sinners. But essentially, like it's the same feeling with the ending, where I feel like at that point, like I was actually surprised how shallow and straightforward everything was for something that from the get go was trying to like set up so much, like thematically and social, and I don't know, like that's just how it came across to me. Is like
Okay.
Can I ask you what part of Sinners' ending in particular you're thinking of? Because in my head, there's two endings to Sinners, but
There's the
there is
90s and there's the ending. Yeah. Yeah.
oh
the post
shit, no,
credit,
actually, in my head, there's three. Then
the
there's the one
picture.
where they're in the house, what's obviously the House of Blues or
So
something.
Yes.
yeah,
Or like, yeah.
with
I'm sorry, go
Kingfish,
ahead.
like, legendary blues artist.
Yes.
So essentially, it's that. It's the whole thing with Buddy Guy
Yeah, I
playing
don't
the
think you
older
needed
version,
that. I'm so with you on that.
where they show up to him,
Yeah.
and I think that's a moment where I was like, I don't really believe that. Where I don't buy it because
Yeah.
It's nice.
it doesn't. It does. It sure it's nice thematically, but practically, like, why would he go out of his way, like, to see someone like that? That was something where like I couldn't really wrap my head around like why that scene happened.
I
Like,
think I get what you're saying. In my head, I can kind of justify it, but maybe the problem there is that I'm justifying it right. In my head, I can
yeah,
justify it in the sense of two things. One, that old man's about to die. Two,
right.
Right.
so which is why his cousin, who is an immortal vampire who looks like Blade at that point, which is really cool. It's a great look.
Yeah.
Honestly, when they walk in, it's actually kind of cool. But and doesn't he offer him immortality like right before he
Yeah,
dies?
he
One more
does. Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, one more chance. Yeah, I'm with you. That scene doesn't need to be in the movie. It's nice that it's there. But you're right. You're right. You can take it out of that movie, and it won't. It wouldn't take away anything from the overall like package, right? Like it wouldn't be detrimental to it.
It didn't improve, but it didn't spoil. For me, it
Yeah.
didn't spoil it, but it certainly is
Oh,
not something. Yeah.
The Buddy
neat
Guy
to-
part of that movie is the Toy Story 4 of Sinners.
Okay. I do think that Sinners has more.
No, not
coherent-
okay, Ian. What a great observation, Chris. Thank you, Chris. That's what
Thank
I.
Yeah. Well, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, but no. I want to hear more about that because
Yeah. go
I
ahead.
get what you're saying, right? Like,
So-
there's yeah. Go ahead.
So here's the thing, like in terms of like a personal attachment to this. So my
Yeah.
experience with sports and head injuries is this experience where it's like, I do relate to, in terms of like a personal relation to it. I do relate to what you guys mentioned about like it does feel like a form of grooming with young men.
Yeah,
especially
sure, fucking
because like I definitely felt that where at some point you are treated not only as a number but generally as like a horse, like
yeah,
oh he runs good, like he has stamina, like
yeah. And there's
Trying to tell you-
something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, yeah. So I was saying I relate to that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, not to take away from that, but I think the movie,
Yeah.
where I think it actually fails for me is that you could dig into a lot of this shit. You could dig into, yeah, we could have seen. I think this movie could have been improved. Like again, height of hubris, right? But like,
Yeah.
if there were scenes where like maybe we saw the kid more going through shit instead of just, oh, we get a
Mhm.
photo at the end, like, oh, the old man was there, the old man owner of the Saints,
Yeah.
or
The Saviors.
the Saviors were there. We could have gone more into like the horrible childhood he went through until we get to his character. We could have gone into more of the training. We could have gone more into headspace, or shown more of like just the pressure he's constantly under.
What's the degree of the manipulation that his what is it? Tim Heidecker's his agent?
Yeah,
yeah.
because he shows up in 3 scenes.
Yeah,
I think 3 or 4.
and I don't want to do what the movie does and throw out a bunch of ideas, but I just thought of another one really quick to say about Tim Heidecker and the owner of the Saviors, which is all the things the movie says about manhood is they don't really talk too much about how, but not for the nepo baby who's gonna get the team, because that's what happens. There's one line, you know what I mean? Like there's one line of dialogue about, oh well, I mean, I guess not all men have to sacrifice their bodies to, achieve greatness and be real men. Some of them are just born that way. But the movie doesn't also it doesn't really address that, other than to say, oh yeah, I guess that one guy is fine.
The view we as a culture, especially American culture, have of what it, quote unquote, what it is to be a man, quote unquote, and why that ties to a fucking game that people watch. That allusion to gladiatorial combat, which I like, totally agree with. You could have talked more about CT and long term effects, about like, yeah, you use up your body now and you're gonna pay for it the rest of your life, however long that may be.
What does, not to be hyperbolic, what does popularizing basically like a blood sport among young men who break
as a
themselves?
Because we see that too. We see the religious aspect of that, and the whole ties with the religious aspect culture. American football is so fucking rife, and like it's such a deep well to explore with horror, which is why I was excited for this movie beforehand.
Yeah.
And we don't really focus on any aspects of them.
No.
Too much. He kind of just touches upon ideas that are there, and we don't really explore the real ramifications of it, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's kind of frustrating, especially as someone who did sports as a kid and fucking hated it. And then it took a while for me to find a part of like physical or competitive that I personally like, and I had to come to that on my own, right? Like on a personal level. But like there's so many societal things you can talk about. And you could have held up, like, oh my god, this is the most pretentious line you're gonna hear in this episode. You could have really held up a mirror to American football, and that's, I think, where another problem lies, is that if it came out, if it really did hold that mirror, like really show just how fucked up this all is, it wouldn't air. Like people wouldn't let that happen. That's too much money into this one thing, especially with big names tied to it.
I actually have a thought that can tie us to the ending and that, Chris. Maybe I'll.
Yeah.
Does that sound all right?
Go for it. Go for it.
Because so I absolutely agree with you, and I want to jump to the ending because in my opinion, there's one through line I can say that I pulled through this movie that gave some degree of satisfaction, I think, or some resolution. And then I'll just talk about the early parts, and then we'll talk about the end and how that maybe pins together. But the when Tyreek first meets Marlon Wayne's character in the big house, he's pinning animal skins. He's drying animal skins.
Yeah.
And we get a story about the Carlisle Indian schools, about how, the absolutely true story. President Theodore Roosevelt had to step in and make the forward pass legal because a bunch of these children were dying, like cracking their heads open. And he then, kind of makes this point of, and then the Indians had to use the Native Americans had to use their ingenuity to outthink the white brutes that were coming to beat them up, basically, in this game that they had really no choice in. And I don't remember how into the movie got. But like in a boarding school where they've been stolen from their family for years and years as well.
Oh, they did not mention the boarding school. Yeah, but
well,
you did. I know what you're talking. I know the exact thing you're talking about.
Yeah. So we get that, and then we pick up on that thought again, I think in the sauna room scene as well, where Marlon Wayne's character says to him, if you have a prisoner that's starving to death, and then you give him a choice between food or freedom, is that really much of a choice?
Yeah.
And so that all comes through to the conclusion of this story, I would say, which is, these young men don't really have a choice. They are exactly. That's maybe the one thing that they can come through on is they are groomed. They are, and Tim Heidecker says that directly to the at some point. We groomed you and we made you what you are, and completely viewing him as a thing that these men own. And so to your point, you're right. They make a cartoon, they make a caricature of these men, and they're it's not a very toothy judgment on like football commission and team ownership, really.
No, it's not. It's because you could have because it could have gone more into that, right? Like if we had seen the outside forces more, the grooming of it, and that's two big things you can touch upon, like the very real thing of, especially if you live in lower poverty class and a person of color, but especially in Black culture, the thing of like, sports is a way out to help support your family, which is a very real thing, is why like people do that, as
and
well
regional
as like
pride.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, just and like don't underestimate the degree to which like just pride, just like my God, show us, show Utah their dog shit. Anyway,
but also like, taking your family out of poverty through either sports, music, or some talent you have, and just grinding that until you can't get blood out of that stone anymore. And then just how that kind of situation only exists because this system was built this way to do it,
to exploit. Exactly.
Which is what I thought the movie was gonna be getting on, but it's toothless. It's not, which is why like the ending's not that satisfying. Yeah, we wanted them to die and like get brutally murdered, and it was they were cool kills. And it's a very cool like shot scene. That's the one thing about this movie. The shots are legitimately great.
Yeah, if we haven't said that, it's actually like a legitimately beautiful movie. I think that inured me to it. It's never. I'm always excited at what I'm looking at. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Maybe the problem here. Well, you know what? That'll be my like what I got out of it is that line. But toothless is I think a good word, Ian, for this.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Nick, any other thoughts about specific scenes for this movie? I really feel like I ranted this episode, so apologies. But Nick, any more thoughts of any specific scenes from this movie?
I mean, with all that said, like, do we want to just talk about when they fight to the death? Like,
I know that's the scene I want. Hey, man, remember when the camera was shaking like he was gonna? I thought he was. I think Nick said it before I did to him. Nick, right? You said it looked like he was about to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like,
and I was like, dude, I same fucking thing. I
Like,
thought
fucking-
the X-ray was gonna come on.
Yeah,
It was
that would have been
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Camera's fucking shaking.
We literally joked, but it was literally that they fight to the death, and it's like that's
Gladiatorial
the
combat.
dumbest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most comedic. That's the funniest thing in this movie is like them staring at each other while the thing shakes.
It's a good fight, which is why I do. I mean, I mentioned before that line of like, "Don't be me." I think it literally means that. That's another thing that needed more scenes, though. I think the flip from Marlon Wayans' character to full on, like the wife does drop hints of it. She does say a line of, "Yeah, he's a little broken up about it. He doesn't want to, but he's doing what he's got to do."
Yeah.
The whole flip that you have to kill me.
Highlander rules.
Yeah, it's going to happen, but it still feels a little sped up or forced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fully believe the flip for Marlon Wayans' character. I can buy that character would be there, but I don't like the lead up or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ian. Go ahead. I think you were trying.
No. I feel I was just saying I feel that way about so much of this movie. It is all like, suspend disbelief. Just go with it a little bit. Yeah. It's someone. Did you? I don't know if either of you had heard this. I had heard someone describe this as a masculine black swan.
Oh,
Agree with necessarily, but I get it. I
haven't seen Black Swan since high school, so I wouldn't be able.
Not really. Like,
Not really. Not really.
I get the sentiment, but no, not story wise. Maybe.
Wait, have I even seen Black Swan?
And you wouldn't like it. That's the one where he stole like all the shots from Satoshi Kon.
That's
like,
where I know
Perfect
from.
Blue.
I have not seen Black Swan. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's an Olin film. I think that's why I didn't. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I might give it a shot. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? When you have a hot take, you like to be fully knowledgeable about your hot take. If you
Mhm.
Okay. All right, you can do it that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your hot takes are. No, I'm just gonna say.
I shoot from the hip and I look it up later.
I'll apologize later, but man, if I'm right, holy shit, I made that shot, and
that was my intuition, guys. I just
that was
knew
just from the gut, man. That was just
Oh my god. Yeah, man. The fight is amazing, but like I said before, it you feel catharsis for him, but it's like, well, that hasn't really resolved anything ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, there's still presumably a whole ass I don't know, organism that let all this shit keep happening. So like, I don't know. And is the end of the movie maybe making the suggestion that you have to grin and bear it, get through the system, and then change it once you're at the top?
Yeah, is that the actual which is if that's the lesson, I fully disagree with.
I strongly would disagree with that being a take. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily what the movie but I'm just saying it's a reasonable read. People might come away with that.
I can see people that would be I think it's a generous read of that movie. It's oh man, God, high to hubris of what I think. I think if we had seen Marlon Wayans' character, like if we had seen him more dealing with his own mortality, right? Because we saw the blood thing, but I mean like just realizing how the Reaper is here. Yeah. Like he is at my door. I am literally training the man to take over my job.
And I mean, then it's Oedipal in a way.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so just to end it on like some positive notes for this movie. Again, the acting is stellar. Everyone does an amazing job. I really do think there's like, if this movie had more scenes and if you maybe had a little bit more focus on something, it would be great. But this movie looks really good. Like the shots are really good. A lot of the scenes are cool and interesting to watch. There's just not much going like deeper than that. Albeit from the shaking thing was kind of funny too. Also, I think that rotational camera where we're seeing our main character circle like a lion goes on a little too long. But that's nitpicky. That's nitpicky. Me being me not really knowing what I'm talking about type deal. All right, let's get into unless anyone's got another scene they want to talk about. Should we just get into what we got out of it?
Nick, I'm ready.
I'm good. No, I'm
All
good.
right,
I think we
let's do
did
it.
everything. Yeah.
Nick, what'd you get out of this movie? What'd you get out of him?
I got out of it. Well,
Him.
it was still saying positive things. I got out of
You can
it.
say whatever you want, baby. This is
Yeah.
this is your section.
Get on that Sunday. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
This might
Just
be the
think
most
about your
disappointing-
future in this industry. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
There you go, Chris. I appreciate it. This might be the most disappointing movie this year.
I might agree.
I'm inclined to
I might
agree.
agree.
It's not bad.
It's not.
It's
But
not.
I don't like it.
That okay, so that's another thing. It's not a bad movie.
No,
Yeah.
It's just really disappointing.
I was
So for that reason, I don't like it. I generally don't like the movie.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I feel that. No, I really do feel that. Most disappointing movie of the year. You may be right on that. Ian, what'd you get out of it?
What did I get out of it? I got some great visuals that I'll probably revisit sometime.
Really?
Truthfully,
Really?
like
I'm
The-
sure they
they're-
got the Mortal Kombat guy to do those X-ray things, but
oh yeah. For me, I don't know if this was a cultural point for you or for anybody else who watched this movie, but the
Yeah.
fact that they made Marlon Wayne's wife dress exactly like Jeffree Star, the disgraced YouTube celebrity, very
I
funny.
don't
Very
even know
amusing.
who that is, but I'm
It-
going to believe you on that.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask: is Jeffree Star the one who had that song about like sleeping with boys, or?
Yes, Jeffree Star was so Jeffree Star. You know what? We'll talk about it off air. That's a
Okay,
whole other
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, I just
I don't
remember
know
the Warped
anything.
Tour. Sorry, my bad.
Um,
My bad.
But-
So I just remember the case. Yeah.
yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But
no,
you
I
got good
got some
scenes
great
out of it?
visuals. What about you, man?
Oh, okay. You got great visuals out of it. What did Chris get out of what we got out of it besides the rants I went on this
Yeah.
week? I really do feel like it took up most of the episode, so I do apologize for that.
No,
Very
no,
good. Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks, but
Sure,
I
Joe.
should be more careful about making sure about that. But anyway, what did I get out of this movie? I agree with Nick. It's the most disappointing movie of the year for me so far. At least I've watched.
Yeah.
Hey man, we still got 3 more months. That's a
Yeah.
full quarter of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got some fantastic acting from everyone. Legitimately, some cool shots.
Mhm.
Fully disappointed, and I guess me just craving like a really scathing look at like American football and the culture around it, and what we've done with people and how we've created this machine that chews up young men and spits them out. I mean, I say young men, but I'm actually in a demographic for that shit. So like,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
no, I can never do football. That's like,
God.
the most I can do is hold someone back. Is what I've learned my entire life. Is I'm good at standing my ground. Is pretty much it. But what would be like? I wish there was more to the movie. There's a really good movie in here that just needs some more stuff, man. It's one of the few times I will say like I kind of wish this movie was 2 hours long. And I think I would have watched that. Like if it just had more good stuff, you know? More
Yeah.
connective tissue to put everything together. So this is a lesson for me that like this is a hard reminder and a lesson of, as much as I joke of I wish movies were shorter, and I still do to a degree. At the end of the day, stories need to be as long as they need to be in order to tell. They're in order to give themselves the right amount of breathing room for this.
And I as a quick throw as well to this movie, like we have gone on the record several times saying that we like movies with unresolved stuff that are open-ended.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. This is entirely like there's a difference between like a Lynchian like embrace the mysterious, and
Oh.
you needed to do another pass. This is unsatisfying, and it primes me to think that you're going to talk about this again, or while you were saying that, Chris, I was literally thinking, oh yeah, bad behaved young men who get excused from the Aaron Hernandez, the worst kind of behavior, until it's too late, because football is more important than grades or behavior. Like, there's too many ideas in this film that just feel, yeah, either muted or toothless, and that is a deep disappointment, because it touches on a lot of great stuff, but it just ends up going nowhere.
Yeah. The worst thing, I mean, it's that saying, right? The only thing worse than no potential is wasted potential.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we're embodying here. Okay, all right. So the day, yeah, that's fine. The day, the denouement. Then, what would you all suggest after doing this episode on him? I would like to start with Nick. What would you? Any recommendations? Anything at all?
Yeah, so this is a book that I've been wanting to recommend for a while. I just kind of want an excuse to talk about it because it's a horror anthology called Shredded, of sports and fitness body horror anthology.
That sounds
And I feel like I can sell it to you guys in a sentence. There's a story about a cult where you die by yoga.
sick.
All right.
Ian, are you paying attention? No, I don't know if you did.
So a cool thing about it is that it's actually a bunch of like really newer writers.
Okay, cool.
This came out in 2022. You have people like Brandon Applegate, who was known to do like smaller comic stories anthologies.
Yeah.
Nikki Raleigh, Eric Rogan, Matthew Pritt. These are all like known comic writers and people that like would do like smaller stuff. So I thought it was kind of cool to have like a new set of writers, newish writers, to kind of like do their own takes. But it's really cool. I really do like this anthology. You have stuff from you have like a cult where you die by yoga. You have one that is about like concussion, but it's essentially like that one is more about like treating the CT as like mad cow disease style.
It
It's actually really
shares
cool.
similar symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really good. I definitely recommend it. Shredded.
Nice. No, that's on my list. Again, a lot like with sports, there's real good shit you can dig into with horror, especially like on a cultural level, like again, an existential level, right? But yeah, Ian, what would you recommend after?
I'm gonna go kind of a left field with a horror film from that has a cultural analysis angle. I'm gonna recommend a film. I believe it's 2009, and it's called Raw, and it's a French movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. Still
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Would you believe that?
I'm gonna keep recommending it till I'll watch it with you. We'll make a time. I'll watch it with you, man. I'd love to watch it again.
Okay. Well, I have an ending question. We'll go on that, but put a pin in that.
All right.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead about Raw.
I mean, it's a really interesting film that is about the dynamic between men and women. About, I think that it has some interesting and nuanced things to say about the way that men and women relate to, like. I can't really think of a way of framing it other than the predator prey dynamic that is put in sexual terms of the movie. But it's a movie about a woman who gains a taste for human flesh. And I don't know. There's really interesting things that are done in the movie that feel a little bit subversive, because instead of using a big hairy monster, it's just like this really sweet college girl who is doing incredibly cruel things. But the movie does have actually intelligent things to say about, that the dynamic between people who are attracted to each other, basically. That the terror of sometimes you want someone to pursue you, and then sometimes it's actually, you know what, this is scary, and it's that tension that the movie plays with very well.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Raw has been on my list for a long time. I probably should just bite the bullet and watch. I mean, Spooky Month is coming up, so
Spooky month.
Spooky Month. All right. Well, thank you for that one, Ian. For me,
Awesome.
we mentioned him before, but I'm gonna recommend the YouTuber FD Signifier. Does phenomenal videos about a lot of topics that I find important. Not just about like on the political and well, especially the political spectrum, but he also does great music, YouTube videos. I mean, I think the Kanye West and Drake one was like one of the was like his really big one. But he does really good sports videos too, and or at least I found interesting. I know he says it's one of his worst performing, but he has a video called. Well, first of all, he has an 11-minute video that's just a quick watch on his like quick takes on him. If you want to go look that up and need a short little video,
Sure.
But he has a great long video called "Why Running Backs Don't Matter," and it's about the running back position in football, but it's also about a lot more things. And at its and it uses and explores the whole why running backs became the most important position in football. How I realized that, but it's also the most underpaid, cared for position, and it has the most like turnover, or I think if I'm getting that right. But and it just becomes this larger thing of man, it's an exploitation of workers. If you view this as a job,
and it is.
It's an entire person's life. It's way like it's even harsher to some degree than most. Like it is. It is. You are treated like dog shit.
Yeah.
In a lot of those times. It's a great video, fantastic video. Why running backs don't matter. And
I'll second that. Yeah. I'll second that. FD makes great content. Really great.
Oh yeah. He has a great WWE video too. If anyone cares about wrestling like I do.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for this podcast. We did it. We got it. We did.
We got him.
We got him. We did. We sure did. Ian, what do you think? Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let's make the announcements now.
Okay.
This comes out on the 30th of September. Next month is Spooky Month. So we have our lineup. We're going to do, even though we just came off this month of Scott Pilgrim, we are biting the bullet and we are doing
we're workhorses. Come on.
We sure are something. And we're going to do 4 episodes for the month of October. On the 10th is going to be our classic for this year, and it's going to be Pulse by Kurosawa. Pulse, the horror movie from 2002 or 2007? 2001? 2001. Thank you, Nick.
Nice.
Then on the 15th, the one I've been wanting to do this entire the year of rom-coms continues with Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about the movie. Can't wait to rewatch it. I don't know if it's as good as I remember, but I used to really like that movie in high school. Then on the 24th, we're going to be doing Bring Her Back from the directors who made from the directors who made Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Bring Her Back is our one for this year that we just missed. And then the 31st, we will be doing the video game mouthwashing.
Yeah.
So you got yourself a little bit of time for that.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything for Spooky Month, you guys? Before we head out, before we leave, go off into the ether, into those great foggy nights.
Well, you better light your pumpkins up, everybody, because it's gonna be spooky as hell in here. It's gonna be. You'll see. You better watch out. They can't see my expression, but I'm very
It's gonna be a real scary time, and
Very scary.
which very much means this month will be full of scares. Very scary. Very, very scary. All right, let's go. Let's go. I gotta edit this thing again.
All right.
All right. Take care, everybody. See you guys in Spooky Month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.